ton of playoff clinchers already thus far. You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is Breaking the Ice. Everybody, how's it going? We got a whole crew here. We got AJ Chasan back on mic 1. My boy, how is it going?
It's going good. Penn's got to keep it down. Lock it down for the next 8 games, but I'm confident. Let's get it.
Mic 2, Daniel, grab the mic. What are you doing? This man didn't even realize the mic was in front of him. He goes to grab mic 1 like a true scrub. What's it going?
I was told it was broken. That's all.
I said it wasn't broken. I said it was fixed.
Anywho, glad to be on the show today. My Devils have had a rough go of it, but I'm sure we'll get into that. Just the only thing that matters is we clinched a playoff spot for the first time in 5 years. Once you're in the dance, as AJ would say, anything could happen. So it's going to be a very, very, very exciting finish.
And on mic 3 over here, we have Tanner Price. If you want to also catch Tanner calling women's lacrosse in 2 hours here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, stay tuned. He'll be right back with you once the show is done.
Yeah, the blue shirts in the playoffs. Yes.
That's all that matters to you?
The blue shirts! Blue shirts!
All right, regardless, boys, let's give ourselves a round of applause. So before you guys walked in, Tanner and I had we had a little bit of a discussion. Like, were you guys going to be late today? We didn't know. He said 3:03, and I said 3:01, and I technically win.
We got here at 3:01.
No, it was 2:59.
2:59. Really? Are you trying to say we were late when we weren't?
Oh. Well, we didn't start the show until
We didn't start till 3:03. We got to let the song play out. You know what I mean?
So you can't be talking about late. Apparently,
That's true. 3:01 would have been on time, technically.
If it comes to that, then
we did walk in at 2:59.
They did walk in at 2:59. Yeah, they made it. They made it before we started. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
That's all that matters, that you make it before the show starts. It doesn't even matter at that point because, we got people come in late because stuff happens. But speaking of stuff happening, the National Hockey League, a lot of stuff happened. We got a much more improved playoff field compared to last week. Let's just get right into the big things we got here. So we have 4 new playoff clinchers in the past week. 3 teams from the Metropolitan Division. The Carolina Hurricanes have clinched, the New Jersey Devils have clinched, and the New York Rangers all clinched playoff spots. Daniel and Tanner both in here, Devils and Rangers fans alike. How does it feel? For Tanner, I understand your team has been to the playoffs the past few seasons. Daniel, for the first time in 5 years, your team has made the playoffs. What is that feeling like?
It's a very odd feeling because, number one, we're not used to it. But number two, with how this season has gone, I feel like we've established such high expectations for ourselves. And I see you in the corner of my eye, AJ, mocking me. But anywho, we have such high expectations, and we know what the team's capable of. And lately, they have not been playing like it.
Here's the downfall.
They've just been bad. So it could go one of two ways. They could just completely collapse, or they could pick it back up. Even if they don't in the regular season, the playoffs. Once the playoffs start, obviously the regular season goes out the window. The Avs went 1-7 in their last 8 to end last season before they won the cup. So you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt, but it's frustrating seeing the team struggle this much, and it's just not a good time to struggle.
Tanner, Eastern Conference Finals last year for the Rangers. Now, at this moment, slated to play the Devils first round. How are both of you guys feeling? And if you guys match up first round, the content here is going to be incredible, first of all.
Yeah. I mean, being a Mets fan, I've seen terrible collapses. So it's always good when any team I root for clinches a playoff spot, just to know that even if they lose all of their remaining games, they're still in it. They're still making the playoffs. It's always good to have that. But yes, a Devils Rangers series. I mean, we'll see it tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be a preview of a possible Devils Rangers playoff series. It would just be insane, It's basically been we've been getting ready for it basically all season. So I'm just really excited just for the playoffs in general because I just think, this team is playing really well of late, and I think they have a good shot.
Now, one more thing here. There's two eliminations this past week. The Arizona Coyotes, the Pike Boys are down, as well as the Montreal Canadiens. The first elimination from the Atlantic Division and the second from the Central. The Pike Boys did survive longer than I thought, though, not going to lie. They made it to, like, the fifth team being eliminated when I thought they were going to be, like, the first.
They're improving the keg stands.
They're improving the keg stands.
That's all we know.
That's all we know?
Well, I mean, what else is there to it? Like,
well,
They're
hopefully they're
six-
getting closer on finding a new place to play.
I mean, they're 67 points.
Shout out JT Bethea. Just walk past the door. Gets a great man right there. Isn't that right, Tanner?
What? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, we'll keep it like that.
I hope you heard that in the hallway. Regardless, for Pacific Division, first things first, we're looking at things more of a wild card perspective now. The races are heating up. The wild card 2 race, the most mid race of all time. Let's get into it. We got the Winnipeg Jets, the Calgary Flames, and the Nashville Predators. Two of these teams, mind you, Calgary has 40 losses, but they're still right there. It's an incredible race all the way to the finish line.
You just call it the most mid race of all time, but Wild Card 2 has more points than the Wild Card 2 in the East, the Penguins.
Oh.
So.
No, it's the mid race because quite literally Calgary is 2 points out. That's why.
Well, the Penguins have lost more games than they've won, and they currently own a playoff spot. That's National Hockey League for you.
I mean, I don't know what we're taking shots at the Pens for. We're talking about the Winnipeg Jets and the Calgary Flames here.
It just fit right in. I'm sorry. Fit like a glove.
All right, whatever. Can we get back to the topic on hand?
Yes, of course. Of course, AJ.
There we go.
Anything for what?
Well,
There we go.
regardless, in the Pacific Division, nothing's changed. Edmonton's still where they are. They're winning games, losing some. Seattle still holds the first wild card spot.
Hold
but
on.
holding up right now.
Remember a few weeks ago, speaking of the Winnipeg Jets, remember a few weeks ago when someone on this show said the Winnipeg Jets not only would be in the playoffs, that they would win the division?
You already said this one, bro.
Who said that?
You said this joke. You did this one already.
Well, I'm doing it again.
You did this a couple weeks ago.
Because they might not make the playoffs. And if
Nah,
they
they're going to
do-
make the playoffs. They're the 2 seed. They're making the playoffs. If Calgary can catch them, I'd be astonished. There's one team is
They're what,
7
2
games
points
above
behind
500, and one is 7 games under 500.
Calgary's making it.
The difference is one
Yeah.
has 15 OT losses, the other has 3.
That's crazy, man.
Point
Wild.
system. Gary Bettman, you got to change it, bro. You got to change it,
That's so.
bro.
What is that? 6 wins worth of points
How do
right
you-
there.
How do you have
Yeah.
15 overtime losses? How does that happen?
Yeah.
Is that the most in the league? Let's see. I think
How,
that
like-
might be the most. San Jose also has 15. So
How?
Yeah,
Wow.
Dallas is 14.
yeah that was the reason they were at the top of that
How?
division. Now they're third.
How do you do that?
So you have a talent for getting the game to overtime. Then your 3-on-3 squad is not as strong. That's honestly that's what that screams to me. Your 5-on-5
Yeah, I guess.
squad is way stronger than your 3-on-3 squad.
Yeah,
That's how I
'cause
look at it.
When you don't have who can you say on the Flames is really like pure firepower?
Jonathan Huberdeau in 2022.
Like I don't know. We see it a lot of times.
Nazem
with-
Kadri?
with teams like the Rangers and the Devils,
Yeah.
where they're so
Their point
like,
leader,
so fast.
Toffoli
Yeah.
went home
their
with
point,
a
their
loss
point
in
leader is
Calgary.
Tyler Toffoli with 67 points on the season.
It's not
Incredible.
good.
The Huberto is 5th behind Michael
Wow.
Backlund.
Who would have thought?
Huberdeau got 50 points from 116 to 50. I wonder if he's going to reach half of his point total. He needs 8 more. Can
Not
he get
happening.
8 more points for the rest of the season?
I don't know.
How many games are left? Let's check it out. So he's got the Flames have themselves, it looks like 7 games left. He needs to average a point a game to reach half of his point total of last year.
Yeah.
See or no?
Not happening.
No.
Not happening. No way.
We are haters.
Me specifically. But regardless, let's move on with one thing here. So this wild card race, incredible. I'm saying it. It's going to be the Jets. It's going to be the Jets taking that spot. Confident in it. AJ's confident Calgary's taking that spot.
All right, 1 to 10. How confident are you in Winnipeg without making a wild card?
Absolute 9.
The same.
Absolute 9.
I'm as confident as the number of OTLs Calgary has.
15.
Yeah, 15 out of 10.
There
You
go.
know,
It's gonna be Winnipeg.
you know who I'm taking? I'm taking the Nashville Predators.
He's taking the Predators to make the
Hey,
sneak up.
That
I think
wouldn't
I think
surprise
they'll
me.
doing it. They got UC Soros. You know, I think they'll be like last year where they'll get dominated in the first round again. But playoffs is the playoffs. You know, and you just want to make the playoffs. That's what every team now is worried about. You know, actually winning in the playoffs comes later. But
I
a
hear
team
what
like
you're
the
saying.
Predators just make the playoffs.
Well, speaking of playoffs, we're going to get into potential first-round matchups a little later, so be tuned for that. But as far as the rest of the Central goes and the Pacific Division, we see Nashville and Calgary creeping up, yes. But let's talk about the Central Division shakeup. So Minnesota has catapulted themselves into the top of the division. Colorado following right behind with a 3-game win streak. And now the Dallas Stars are finally seeing the downslide that I've been waiting for. Down to third in the Central. And let's look at it this way. Winnipeg, their record is 41-34. Dallas is 40-34. Just look, that's all I want you to look at. Look at it that way. Look at it that way and see the difference. If we're being 100% real, the only reason Dallas has 9 more points is because of the point system. Otherwise, it'd be wraps. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be close. And I don't see St. Louis. St. Louis and Vancouver still in the race somehow. How could Vancouver possibly be any less in the race than Calgary? Blows my mind because Calgary is 9 points higher than them, but they have the same amount of wins at 34. So it happens.
It happens.
It happens, but the West, there's not too much going out there. Like, this playoff race is pretty set in stone. Looks like Seattle's going to have that. We're going to have, let's talk about the potential playoff matchups. Kings-Oilers, a rematch of last year. What would you guys like to see win that one?
Edmonton.
I want to see McDavid go deep into the playoffs again.
I'm going to be real. I want a Kings victory there.
Why?
I know why.
Because, we need the Johnny Quick revenge series.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Would you rather Johnny Quick revenge series, or would you rather watch the best player in the world continue to play hockey?
I might want the Johnny Quick revenge series. Because Johnny Quick revenge series might be his last few years. We know Connor McDavid is going to be in the league for more years.
He's won a cup though, right? Quick.
Yeah,
Two.
Which one, two?
Yeah, 2.
So what are we
No,
talking
but
about?
What has McDavid done? Be completely wasted.
Waste one more.
I want to. I
I'm
want to
cool
see.
with it.
Rule.
I want
I'm
to see
cool with it.
McDavid. I want to see McDavid go far again. That was
I'll-
great hockey last year. I always want to see him play, but it's 10 o'clock on.
10 o'clock on any night
On
because
any
we're out
night.
here on the East Coast and
And
they play
any-
games
and
at 10
any-
p.m. because
yeah.
they want their night games. Of course, I understand. It makes
If,
sense.
So
if nothing else, for the Oilers goal song.
Oh
I think-
man,
I
no.
think they have an
That's
old
the
goal
number
song,
one
not
reason
gonna
why
lie.
that needs to go. They can't have it. They can't win that series. I can't stand. That's the worst one in the whole league.
See, I think it's good.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
when it goes down to it, when you get deep in the playoffs, you want to watch it. You want to watch the stars. You want
Yeah.
to watch the stars in the biggest moments. You don't want to watch
Unless
a
actually,
north
never
of
mind.
35.
Let's watch Jack Eichel go crazy. Then that's a star.
Out of your mind. I think
With
you're
that logic,
I think-
anyone on the Stars is a star.
out- I was-
Listen,
I
no,
think
that's
you're out of
different.
your mind, but
Just Jason Robertson.
Hey, but we all have different tastes. We all have different wants and desires. I
That's
think you're out
very
of your
true.
Mind for wanting a job for quick with that red series. and Connor McDavid playing in
although the way
playoffs.
it goes now,
It's
the way it
crazy,
goes
man.
now, the Johnny Quick Revenge series will be. No, never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
What were you about to say?
I was about to be like, Minnesota's 95 points, so they'd play the first wild card, and then I realized that's not how the playoffs work.
Nope.
So
Well, at least we could all, except Connor, agree that we want Edmonton.
Well, it's okay. I'll stay on my island because when it comes, who do we actually think will win that series though?
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
All right.
The Kings just don't have that playoff, fire. They don't have.
If that
They don't
series-
have the it factor.
If that
Yeah.
series goes past 5 games, I'd be shocked.
They. I mean,
Shot.
I
that's
think
how.
it'd be
That's how I
6.
was like. The Kings are a really good team, but they don't have that playoff. There's no one that I really see like going alive in the playoffs. Like Kevin Fiala is not turning into Wayne Gretzky.
As long as Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl still have their legs under them,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Because what Woodcroft does in the playoffs, they throw them both on the line and they play them like D-man minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
They'll
play.
be out there 30 minutes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they just go nuclear. The problem is in the third, fourth rounds of the playoffs,
They're gonna be spent.
they're gassed.
Yeah.
But in the first round of the playoffs, they're gonna go nuts.
yeah.
Kings have no shot.
All right, so we need a Mikey Anderson, Drew Doughty masterclass.
Yes.
Regardless, on the other side of the things, we got Colorado versus Dallas at the moment. I want to see Dallas take that one on.
You just poo-pooed on Dallas for what's it called 2 minutes ago with their 14 overtime losses.
I didn't want them to be
It's-
the first in the division. No, I didn't want them to get that. But now they're where they belong.
I think there's only. I think I think have a shot at winning the Stanley Cup this year, and it's Colorado and Vegas. No one else. I don't see anyone else
I could agree with
getting
that.
past Boston, the Devils, the Rangers, any of these teams. I just don't see it.
I could say Edmonton, but the reason why I agree with you and the reason why I'd say no is because I don't think that Connor McDavid and Draisaitl's legs, what's it called?
They can't. No, they can't. They can't out. They can't. Out. They're not outplaying. They're not because
No, they're not playing with their legs.
because
100% out of
because
them.
all of these teams in the West don't really have like star 100-point players. The East you have the East you have so many of those guys. So because that's what it's going to have to take. McDavid, he could get by, Kevin Fiala, all these guys, but he's not going to be able on defense to stop all these guys in Boston. Like he's not getting past like David Pastrnak. David Pastrnak would, they just won't. I don't know what I'm saying,
But
but they just won't play it. They won't play him against.
3-2 finishes and they were 1-1 in the
That is true, but I just don't see.
The reason I agree with you for a different reason is because I don't think with McDavid and Draisaitl's legs will be under them by the time.
No.
by the time
No,
of
there
the
won't
cup
be.
Final. That's
There
why
won't
I agree
be.
with them. But
Because-
if they played in the same conference as it was in the first round, I would take Edmonton over Boston.
Because
But
they
they're going to get them at the right time.
because
Boston's going to get Edmonton at the
say
right time.
say a team is struggling. Say like one of McDavid or Draisaitl is struggling, the Oilers are done. If you take if the Rangers, you have one. If say Kreider isn't playing well, say Kreider isn't putting up points in the playoffs, you could still survive that. Panarin was awful in the playoffs last year, except for a couple games, and they made it to the Eastern Conference Final. He was not scoring at all. But with Edmonton, you can't have that. You have to have McDavid. You have to have Draisaitl. You have to have all their players at the top of their game if they even want a shot. But any of these players, Bergeron can struggle. I think, maybe Aho might struggle, or one of these players. And those teams can still make a run. With Edmonton, you can't.
100%, and that's why Edmonton, they'll continue to waste the careers of McDavid and
Yeah,
Draisaitl
they will.
until they figure out that depth matters.
Yeah, because that's what it happens every year. It happens every year.
In the first or second round, they'll smash the team that they
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
And then the third and fourth round, because you're playing Draisaitl and McDavid for 30 minutes a night, they're
Yeah.
gassed. They're gassed. I agree with you, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you have Nugent Hopkins, who's almost has a 100-point season, but then after
I mean,
you
that also
you have
is a product of the power
here's if you look at the Oilers roster, they have McDavid, who has 143 points, Draisaitl has 116, Nugent Hopkins has 96, Zach Hyman has 78. The next is Darnell Nurse with 41. With 41.
I mean, it's a
I mean-
product of the power play.
Yeah, I mean, you have a good player like Evander Kane. I guess he could score. He had that terrible injury this season, but after that, no one's there.
Yeah.
You look at any of these other teams; they have all of these guys putting up phenomenal numbers. Like, let me look. I hate to I hate to always
That's why they won't win.
I hate to always bring up the Rangers, but
Nah, you got to do it. Come on now. Say it with your chest.
but they have guys that I think could
They have
when
guys
it
that
gets
could win a Stanley Cup.
they have Yeah, but
yeah, he said it.
yeah,
He said
I do. I do think they have that. Say if one guy struggles, they have another guy that will fill in there. So
And
You-
his name is Alexis Lafreniere.
yeah, but I just don't think the Oilers have that. They don't have that star power.
You know what they need?
Besides
They
the
need
other two.
breaking the street to join.
They
forces
do.
with them. That's
Very
like,
They do.
If we were a part of
They
the
need-
Oilers,
They need lockdown defenseman Campbell Donovan on
dude,
with
if
Darnell
Justin,
Nurse.
imagine Justin Brady on a line on a power play unit with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, that would be unstoppable. Give him the cup.
Nicholas Nardone Jr. or the third, actually, my mistake, as
The goaltender.
the goal. But Daniel told me, all right, we're blasting Nardi on
Stuart
air.
Skinner is getting
Blasting Nardi on air here.
Don't.
Daniel told me that Nardi has a issue keeping his 5-hole open.
Don't give pointers to other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing?
However,
What are you doing?
However, in his defense, he didn't have pads on that fit him.
Or a
which,
goalie stick.
Yeah, or a goalie stick.
We didn't have a goalie stick. Okay.
So it could be a completely different story. So
Why are
We
we
better
giving?
have
Why
a
are we
goalie
giving
stick.
other?
in Nardi, we
Why are we
trust.
giving other
And
teams
why would you-
pointers?
and why would you say Campbell's a defenseman on air?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Why would you say
giving
that
away
on
our
air?
strategies.
Did I say that?
I said that. Sorry.
What are we
Sorry.
doing?
Sorry.
What are we doing? Let's get back to the.
All right. Yeah. Let's get back to
We're not breaking the street, breaking the secrets out here.
Breaking the
That's
secrets.
True. That's
We're
true.
coming on here and doing all the game recaps. I hope you guys know that.
100%.
Oh,
100%. And we're gonna do a pregame because we play on Wednesday.
Oh my God, yes.
We'd be like, yeah, but we do it, but it's like we're not even on the show. It's like special guests. of the-
Absolutely. Yo, who do we play that? Who do we play on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, I believe that is Kappa Sigma.
Oh my God, the season debut.
Giftopoulos.
We play Breaking the Ice's very own John Giftopoulos. What
How
position?
about we have him on?
Giftopoulos apparently is a forward,
Oh,
We
yeah.
have him on. And it's like a what's it called like a
like a band.
UFC like the weigh-in,
yeah, the weigh-in.
like the interviews for
Like
the
the
game.
no, the photo with that for our Instagram that day has to be us versus Justin, like the size up.
I have heard rumors that Breaking the Ice's own John Giftopoulos picked up a secondary assist in their 1-0 win last night.
Oh, he got the Brandon Montour special, the secondary assist. All right. So is he a defenseman? He's a forward.
He is
He is
a
a
forward.
forward.
He did play a little defense last night, though.
So in other words,
flex.
listen, man, we are the biggest team by far. We have like
We have a
15.
full roster.
we have like a full roster. Everyone else
We got
scraping
shifts,
together
lines,
9
et
skaters.
And if you want to, this Sunday, 7:00, in the outdoor all-purpose courts behind the Red Hawk Ice Arena, come out, pop out,
And support Breaking the Street.
100%.
Best team out there. Let's give ourselves
We got a double header.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Now, before we bask in our glory, let's move on to the Eastern Conference playoff race that is heating up ever so much, but also kind of gaining separation at the same time. We got the Metropolitan and Atlantic divisions. Canes, Devils, Rangers, all clinching playoff spots this past week. Congratulations. And as of right now, the Islanders and Pittsburgh Penguins hold the 1 and 2 seeds. There are currently 5 teams from the Metropolitan that would make the playoffs as of this moment right now. Who is calling here? This is unfortunate, man. We don't like this.
Well, the show must go on.
The show must go on. Carolina, the Devils, the Rangers. 1, 2, and 3. Rangers, team of the week. Just going to say it now. Three and 0, and they're on the chase. They're on the chase. They're making their way possible up the Metropolitan ladder. 2 points out from the Devils. Let's talk about this past week and everything that's been going on. They beat Carolina 2-1. Walk me through that one, Tanner.
Yeah. So I was in class when this game started, at least. But you know, it's always good to beat Carolina. That was basically felt like another playoff game. All these games, you know, against these top teams are gonna feel like playoff games down the stretch. the game tomorrow. The game tomorrow is basically a playoff preview. It's basically an early playoff game. But that game, what we've seen over the last couple of games for this team is that Igor is finding his groove back. He had a little rough patch, but I feel like he's getting it all back together. He's getting it all back together, and that it would come playoff time. Come playoff time, that's if you have that, they'll go far.
So the next game, they take the Panthers 4-3. Which, come on now, this disappointed me so much. The 2-0 lead the Panthers had after the first period. Ryan Lomberg scored a goal, so I thought anything was possible after that. And then we had a Capo Caco point alert.
Yes. So
Capo Caco point alert.
Bing bang.
Incredible.
So I didn't really watch much of this game. I was seeing John Wick 4.
I didn't watch a single second. Don't remember why.
I was watching John Wick 4, phenomenal movie, but I watched the highlights later. Capo Caco is a message to every hockey player out there: go to the net, you're gonna score. That's what he did. He scored.
You hear that, Mark Stahl? Go to the net.
I watched that whole game and it made me very sad.
Biggest Cats fans for a day, but
Yep.
it didn't work out so well. I didn't jinx it, by the way.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
They did it. They jinxed it.
If that's what makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Not me. I didn't do it.
We'll save the Cats rant from you for a little bit from your with the game losing.
We'll get
streak.
into that. Yeah,
We'll get. To
we'll
that.
certainly get into that. And a nice little 6-2 defeat of the Blue Jackets there.
Yeah,
Very
I mean
indeed.
that was phenomenal game last night. They scored 3 in the first period, like 3 in 5 minutes almost.
And then the Blue Jackets ended with 2 goals.
They did, but the Rangers.
Johnny Gaudreau goal at the end.
Rangers responded back, and they got late in the game. There was some bad blood between the two. But the Rangers came out on top, won the game, just continuing to win. Patrick Kane's continuing to score, which is going to be huge for them. Tarasenko scored a beautiful goal last night. So that's all if they get those two to score in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Well, listen, that's one of 2 teams this week to not lose any games, along with the Philadelphia Flyers, who are on a 4-game win streak, guys. Don't count them out yet. They're not eliminated from the playoff race. Just being honest. Not saying they're going to make it, but they aren't eliminated.
John Tortorella gets the team.
Gets the
team-
job done. Now
gets
the
the team
New
going.
Jersey Devils. Currently sitting second in the Metro, 3 points behind Carolina, while being 2 points ahead of the Rangers. It's a dogfight for these last few spots. Let's get into the games of this week. So the Buffalo Sabres came. Now, actually, the Devils went to Buffalo. 4-5 loss. Unfortunate there. Just too big of a hole for them to claw themselves out of.
Yeah, it was bad. There was so much hype around this game. The fan base, just the general consensus I received was probably the most hype the fan base has been in a long time. And the Devils just came out flat. I mean, every wrong thing you could have thought of happened. Just the constant 2-on-1s, the defensive breakdowns. It was just really, really unfortunate. Akira Schmid did not play great either. I think he gave up 3 goals on 7 shots and got pulled. The thing is, the Sabres this year are kind of like the Devils were last year, in the sense that they have a lot of young talent. They could score a lot of goals, but they play 0 defense whatsoever.
Except, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And don't
Poor Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah. So the Sabres will be really good, and I think they showed that, as we saw with the Devils at some points last year, putting up 6-7 goals like fairly regularly. But those games would always be 7-5, 7-6 if they did win. Like that
Or
was
a 7-6 loss.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. But I think that's what we saw. The Devils just were flat. They did make a comeback, and that's something that me and Justin actually talked about on our podcast. The Devils, for some reason, decide to just not try until they're in a hole. They never score the first goal in a game when they do, they give it up and then have to claw back. And thankfully, they've been so good at coming back that it doesn't even matter that much. We're 46, 20, and 8 right now.
I know how giving up the first goal in every game feels. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. There's like the Rangers had like a 3-week stretch where they didn't score the first goal of the game.
That's the Devils
was
right
bad.
now. And it's like, it's just frustrating because it's like, we see how you play when you are from behind and you're desperate. The Devils are probably, I have full confidence when they're down that they could come back. But why do they even have to get down in the first place? It's not like it happens occasionally. Like, it's all the time. Almost half of our wins, I believe 24 of our 46 wins, so it's actually over half, are comeback wins. And it's like that shouldn't have to happen. That's not sustainable in the playoffs. When you find yourself in a hole in the playoffs, defense is going to be a lot tighter. There's going to be more physicality, which, by the way, is not a good thing for the Devils. They get out hit by every team, usually by a margin of 2-1. It's just really, really concerning.
I hear what you're saying, but I mean, at least they're really close. They could take the division. They really could take it. And they beat the Senators to clinch the playoffs, correct?
That is correct, but even that game they didn't play great, but the Senators kind of shot themselves in the foot, so we were able to get by with a one-goal victory. But aside from that, every game this week we just did not play well.
The New York Islanders.
Yeah.
Did y'all go to that game?
Yes, I was there. At
How's UBS Arena like?
It is really nice. I do have to say UBS is definitely my favorite arena I've been to so far. I tried to take Tanner's advice and get the bagel sandwich, but I could not find it anywhere. I walked everywhere. I was determined, so I don't know if they got rid of it.
All right,
or
Tanner,
it's
where's
just a
the bagel
temporary
sandwich
thing.
at? Where are you hiding them?
I don't know.
I was determined, so I settled for the meatball sub, which was pretty
okay.
good.
Yeah.
But anyway, very, very nice arena. Their presentation were great. I love at warm-ups they have what's called the lookup cam, where they like zoom in on fans that are like on their phones, not paying attention.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
and they
that was
put a
great.
timer, like a stopwatch, to
On
see
how
how
long
it takes until
them
they
to-
look up.
Yeah,
This one father and his son, it took them 55 seconds. They were on the jumbotron. Like the whole arena's laughing at them, and they have no idea.
I was at that stadium last year. It's one of the best in the NHL. It's a It's a phenomenal place to watch a hockey game. It feels, it kind of has that like feeling that the Islanders have. They have some. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
Okay. I don't know, but it was one of the best arenas that I've been to.
Shout out UBS Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely recommend to anyone who.
I just found out that the Islander sandwich that I've been talking about was made by Shaquille O'Neal.
You had Shaq's sandwich?
Yeah.
I tried everything I can to find Shaq's sandwich.
It's like a buffalo chicken sandwich with like cream cheese on a bagel.
Okay, I'm actually really upset that I didn't get to try that.
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken sandwich with cream cheese
good
on a bagel.
It was really good, but it was really messy too.
Messy food is the best food.
I know.
That's true.
I know this. And another great thing that UBS Arena did that I haven't seen at any arena before was just that they have fountain soda that you could just go and get. You just buy $9, I think, or something like that, and you could just refill it as many times as you want.
As many times as you want?
Yeah.
I dropped my entire lemonade, and then I went and got a new one.
Yeah. If
As many times.
if that was any other arena, you'd be.
I would just sit there
take
and not
the
drink
L.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. But UBS, excellent arena, great fan experience. I mean, like I know the Devils got
Except for the part where they
walloped.
get destroyed,
Yeah.
but then like everything else pretty cool.
But I didn't regret it necessarily because just to say that I've been there and experienced that, like I'm glad I did at least one time.
The
So,
Devils' only goal that night, Eric Hall's shorthanded goal.
yeah, it was it was huge. He broke through when we needed him, and then the Devils had pressure but couldn't sustain it, and then kind of fell back. And the two even strength goals the Islanders scored to their first goal and then their second were both just complete breakdowns by the Devils. The first one, I think Ryan Graves just blew a tire. I mean, ice is slippery. Someone should have told him. And
Yeah,
then,
man. Come on now.
The second one was, I think, Brendan Smith. Or, no, John Marino, sorry. John Marino pinched and allowed Palmieri to come in and walk around the Devils' entire defense. Then the third goal, which was the Islanders scored 2 empty nets. So the third goal was a direct giveaway by Andre Palat. All 3 goals the Islanders scored were direct results of Devils' defensive mishaps, and that's how it's been. For going back to really the Florida game when the Devils were up 2-0 and then
Fantastic.
the wheels fell off the bus. Since then, it seems like they just can't hold the lead for whatever reason. They're breaking down too much. They don't look confident. Hopefully, it's not a thing that lasts, but I think a big part of it that no one's really talked about, John Marino and Ryan Graves, for most of the year, were very steady, solid defensive defensemen, and they made our whole group deeper and better. And neither of them have played well at all the past few weeks. I know AJ's probably happy inside to hear that. But, we need them to step it up, and they're not doing so right now. And Dougie Hamilton you can't count on for any defense. So you basically have Siegenthaler as the only one, and actually Kevin Ball has been playing really well. Siegenthaler and Ball have been the only ones playing legitimate defense night in and night out.
I see in this game, Zach Parise scored with an empty netter with 1 second left, and it was already 4-1.
Yeah, it was...
Rubbing some salt in the wound,
I think it was
right
literally
there.
with 0.2 of a second left.
Rubbing salt
And
in the wound,
of
man.
course, the 3 of the Islanders' goals were former Devils, 2 by Palmieri and 1 by Parise, so it'd be like that sometimes.
It be like that, and they got 100 points now in the season, though.
Yes, it's very nice to have them. The fact that we built this much cushion, it's not like the end of the world that this is happening, but they need to figure it out, especially if we're going to play the Rangers in the playoffs.
I need it, man.
Glowing hot right now. You can't even describe it. They're just clicking on all cylinders, and as a Devils fan, that's a very, very scary thing to see.
Tomorrow's. I mean,
I don't
tomorrow's
even
game.
wanna talk about it. I am so
because
nervous, genuinely.
Listen, because it kind of is for at least the Rangers. If they win that game, they got a shot. They have a long shot at possibly winning the division. If they lose, they're probably the 3rd or 2nd seed.
7 games left.
But
It's coming out of crunch time here.
I know, but they just gotta. I don't know. That's how the game against Carolina a week ago when they lost on Tuesday. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. They're done with division. They're getting the 3rd seed. But now that the last week they've been playing good, the Devils and Hurricanes have kind of struggled. And now who knows?
I'm just looking at the Devils' schedule right now, and it's just a coincidence, but all the logos of the teams they have left are either red, white, and blue or yellow. The Capitals, the Blue Jackets, the Jets, and the Rangers in one group, and then the Bruins, Penguins, Blackhawks, and Sabres in the other.
Yeah, I don't care what color they are, as long as we beat them.
As long as you beat them? Well, I mean, listen, you got the Bruins on ABC on Saturday.
Yeah,
We'll be at the
that's
Mets
a
game
big
that
one.
day, though.
We will, but don't worry, that they play after. I have my schedule set out.
He's got it already ready to go.
But it's kind of funny that me and Tanner are both diehard Mets fans.
Yeah.
And they play at 4 tomorrow, and we're gonna be locked in, and we're gonna be best friends for that one. And then
at 7
right
o'clock.
after that, the
7
Devils
o'clock.
and Rangers in the biggest
That's
game
why New York
of the
sports
year.
have so many problems, bro.
Yeah.
Because every sport got 2 teams, so everyone's fans of who
Yeah.
knows what
They're
over
like,
here.
yeah, Mets
But
win.
let's say if you live in Minnesota, for example, there's no 2 teams. You got Timberwolves fans, you got Wild fans, you got Twins fans, and Vikings fans. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
no other.
But
there's
New York, and L.A.
You could have a Jets dude. There really be Jets Nets fans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
John Giftopoulos, weirdest combo, bro. Jets, Knicks, Rangers, Mets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an interesting one. But it's going to be funny because, let's say the Mets win, we're going to be like, yeah, let's go. And then literally a half hour later, yeah, I hate you now.
So
Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
the possible scenarios. It's either we could have a win-lose and a lose-lose, or a win-win and a win-lose. You guys both can't be completely happy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah,
of you
that's
could
true.
either be, one of you could be fully happy and the other half happy, or one half happy, the other I hate my day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the situation here. If you get a Mets loss, you're already a bad start.
that would be how. Ugh.
Can one of you handle the Mets loss plus your hockey team loss?
I don't think so.
No, me
I don't think so.
neither.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
And if the Mets lose, it's happening to one of us.
I want to
Yeah.
ask you boys something. Game 1, Rangers Devils. Where is that game being played? Where do y'all think this game is being played?
The winner of tomorrow night's game will determine that.
Yeah.
MSG.
Connor, who we like in that game?
MSG.
We're at the Rangers or the Devils?
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, who we like in that
The
game?
Rangers probably one of the hottest teams in the league right now. The Devils are the exact opposite. We go with the Rangers.
The Rangers are going to absolutely smash the Devils tomorrow.
Daniel's like, stop talking, everybody.
The Devils tomorrow.
He's got his Fanatics hat on with the sticker not even peeled off, bro. Why do people?
It's a look.
Dude, why?
Game
Why?
1's being played in MSG.
I would love for the Devils to win tomorrow just to take that audio clip of AJ and be like, I should honestly post on Devils Report. The Devils are getting smashed tomorrow.
Oh,
I'll
it's not
send you it
gonna be
after.
close.
The
I will.
episode.
Okay.
I'll clip it for you right after.
Thank
this.
you. Thank you.
I don't know. I really.
We're
I'm not-
both. I feel like me and Tanner are both equally nervous.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not making a prediction for this game because
Me
I don't want to be
neither.
wrong.
Make a prediction.
I don't know.
Put the fandom and the bias on the
I
side.
really.
Who we like?
I
Who we
think.
like?
I think it's going to be. I think the Rangers will take it, but it will be a very, very, very close game. I just see that happening. But we've seen, the worst Ranger game of the season last year, at least for me, except for the one where they got eliminated.
Oh,
of course,
I know what you're gonna say.
was the Devils.
I was there.
It was like 7-4. The Rangers scored like the first 2 goals, and I was like, all right. Devils scored like 7 in a row, and I was like, I was
Touchdown.
I
That
right
was
as
great.
the right
that was
as
a great night.
so I was with some of my friends, eating Taco Bell, just watching the Devils just put it into the net every time. I think they scored like 5 goals in the time that I finished a quesarito.
I think they had a 5-goal second period, and it would have been 6. A Jesper Bratt goal got called back.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that game was so. I think because usually every Ranger game I like enjoy watching it.
Not this one though.
I was just like,
So Daniel, who we got? Who we like tomorrow? Take the fandom and the bias out of it.
Okay.
Who we like?
I want to preface what I'm saying with, it's going to be very close, like Tanner said. Both teams have defensive woes, and it's going to be a matter of which team could play better defense, and also whether the Devils have a goaltender that will step up. Because
Who's at home tomorrow?
The
Devils.
Devils.
it's a Devils home game.
Goaltending has been kind of shaky. I will say, with how things have gone, I do not think the Devils will win tomorrow. I think maybe they could pull out a point. But that's not saying I don't believe in them. It's certainly possible.
So did you just pick the Rangers to win this hockey game? Yes or no? Just say yes or no.
That would be my pick currently, yes.
All right, then you can't post a soundbite at Devils Report because you didn't pick your own team. You did not have
But
the
I
stones.
didn't. But
to
no,
pick
no,
your-
no,
This is
no, no, no.
comparable
Listen to me.
to
Listen to me.
Justin
Listen
after
to
winning
me.
a bet wearing a damn Ottawa Senators T-shirt
Yeah.
and not gloating about it. This is comparable. They don't have
No.
the stones
No,
in the heat
no,
of battle
no.
when it matters most to ride and die with their.
Aren't
own
you the
team.
one the other day that said I give up on the Penguins?
Well, I'm not the one up here sitting here like yo, like
The difference is
I'm not right now.
there's a huge disparity on what we said. You said the Devils are about to get smashed.
Oh, they are gonna
I
get
said
smashed.
I said they have
Firmly believe that.
I said they have a very legitimate shot. But
6-0.
But if I had to choose, I would choose the
6-0
Rangers.
like the Rangers over
That's
the Penguins.
difference. I'm not.
6-0 like the Rangers over the Penguins.
Oh,
Oh,
That was a fun game to be at.
You were there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
If my phone didn't die, I was gonna film a what happened video, but my phone died.
you know what?
that would.
I got I saw the text you sent about like Jacob Trouba scored, and I was like, yup, that happened right in front of me.
That was terrible. That was not a fun. That was not a fun game to watch.
the greatest
Well,
thing.
For the 2 minutes I did watch it.
for the two.
There was like
minutes-
there was like a Penguins fan like sitting right in front of me. He was just like, he had like his Winter Classic Crosby jersey on, just like,
It's a fire jersey, by the way.
oh, the blue ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those
fire
those are
jersey,
yeah.
by the way.
I love.
all this season. President's Trophy on the way soon. They're incredible. Toronto, the Maple Leafs back in the playoffs yet again Waiting to see if they're the 2 or 3 seed against Tampa. It's going to be one of them. Now time for the L of the week. Completely have run away from a playoff spot, abandoning it in the dust. They have lost 4 straight games. I don't think they gained a single point this week. They did not. You lost to the Maple Leafs. Then you blew the lead against the Rangers, but bad enough.
Vancouver Canucks.
I love this. I'm so in.
Yeah, out of nowhere, decide to just go 8-2 in a 10-game stretch and play themselves out of the Connor Bedard sweepstakes.
So it's a
Good
I
job.
get it because of it's an
Congratulations, you're not making the playoffs.
played
You had a
yourself.
chance at a franchise center who could change everything for your fan base, and you
The
decide
Bo,
to let
Bo Horvat won't have to do anything for it.
Can I say something real quick? That team sucks.
Yeah.
That team sucks. That organization is horrible.
They just out of
Horrible.
nowhere decide to pull 8 wins in 10 games.
Boys, I think
And
we could say
they just
one
ruined
thing.
it.
I think we could say one thing about what our tenure on Breaking the Ice. My Vancouver Canucks rant was totally worth it.
Yeah.
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 Totally worth it. That organization is an absolute. I would say blank show, but I can't because we're on national airways. But
FCC, come for us.
horrible. That's why we have dump buttons. But we need the audio for Odyssey.
Yeah.
I hate. That job. I had so much confidence, especially with the young talent they had in the organization at the time, that he was going to be able to turn it around. And let me tell you something. They have absolutely pooped the bed. That organization sucks. Everything about it sucks. And I'm so happy they're in the position that they are right now. They deserve everything of it and more. And let me tell you, Connor Bedard, he's from that area. He would have been an absolute amazing Canuck. He would have been the greatest thing the Canucks had since the Sedins.
Oh,
It would have
man.
been unreal.
That was funny.
But the Vancouver Canucks organization sucks so bad so
That they can't even lose properly.
They can't even lose properly. Rick Tockett's the dang head coach. He was under Rutherford as the assistant head coach to Mike Sullivan when they won the 2 Stanley Cups. So that was a silver lining. So I was like, all right, cool. Maybe this will work. They don't get me started on Bedrell. They absolutely pooped the bed on that one. Ugh, the managing of that was his firing was just atrocious. But that's neither here nor there. So it's an all in all trading Bo Horvat for scraps. You know, that's a great way to put it. I don't think Bavillier or Adirati is what they're called, even though they've performed okay for the Canucks. I don't think that moves the needle at all. Who'd you rather have, Bo Horvat? What they got? One team's in the playoffs, Islanders. One's not, the Canucks.
Remember when Adirati was supposed to be the next McDavid?
Yeah,
That
he
was
was
so
number
weird.
1. Then he went to possibly being a 5th round pick.
Yeah,
and
that was
then
weird.
The Islanders end up taking him in the 2nd round or late 1st.
That was.
But it makes me
strange.
so happy to look at ESPN standings and to see the Vancouver Canucks right in the dumpster, right in the bottom of in the bottom of the West where they deserve. Why?
But not bottom enough to get Connor Bedard.
Yep. Why? Because that organization is trash at everything. It sucks. It is an embarrassment, and it makes me so.
I know Justin Brady's not here, but I think this is deserved. Vancouver Canucks. What happened?
Well, they're 34-40, and they just got roasted. Take away half their wins. Anyway, Buffalo clawing their way back in the playoff race. Didn't see that coming, but they've done it. Pittsburgh currently holding the 2nd spot, 3 points ahead of Florida. AJ, talk to me about the Penguins this past week. They took down the Avalanche. They took down the Capitals, lost by a touchdown to the Red Wings last night, so it's very odd, and also lost to Dallas. Your thoughts on the week?
So,
from a Pens fan.
I think that the Pittsburgh Penguins season can be summarized in one tweet. This is from Rob Relsey, by the way. This is their season in a nutshell. Through their first 5 games, they were 4-0-1, right? Their next 11 games, 2-7-2.
Oh boy.
Then their next 16 games, they went 13-2-1. Then their next 25 games, they went 8-12-5. Then after that, their next 9 games, they went 7-1-1. And then now, currently, in their last 8 games, they are 2-6.
What in the world?
Consistency,
Streaky.
consistency. They have none of it. They are the streakiest team in the NHL. They have been plagued with injuries all year, which doesn't help, but that's a part of the game, so it's not an excuse. You still have to be consistent and win, especially when you have the players on the roster that you do. Goaltending is an absolute like madhouse right now. Casey DeSmith with pull out a dang touchdown to the Red Wings. That was ugh. Tristan Jarry, ever since he came back, he has an .870 goal save percentage. In his last 13 starts, he was pulled 5 times. Not good. Not what you want.
Incredible.
And yet they somehow hold a playoff spot. And when you look at their schedule, I made this with an argument last night in the group chat, but they ended up getting smashed by Detroit, so what did that really do? But I'm going to make it again. Their schedule is favorable. It's not that bad. Yeah, they played Nashville, which they could win that game. It's at home. Then they played Boston, which stinks, but they get it in Pittsburgh, so.
On April Fool's Day, baby.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of optimism. April Fool's Day, maybe they fooled the Bruins and win that game. I don't know. Wishful thinking at this point.
Both the teams have the same colors, so they think it's on opposite sides.
Wishful
and they
thinking.
actually the
yeah,
Will
for
it
sure.
happen? No, but they should be 1-1 at this point. Then they play the Flyers, should win that game. Then they play Jersey. If it's gone the way that it has been all year, they're going to get smashed.
All right, gang, we're going to the game.
Yeah. They're gonna
7 p.m. at the Prudential
They're
Center.
going
We're
to
going to
get
the game.
smashed, and then they're going to get swept by the Devils. I'm going to hear about it on Wednesday. So after the season. So look forward to that. Then they play Minnesota, but they get them at home. So that's a little scheduling break there, even though Minnesota's right now a wagon. Then they play Detroit again, and then Chicago and Columbus. So it's not like they really have like murderer's row as a schedule right now. They could I do have the opportunity to rack up some points and be able to secure a spot. Will that happen though? No idea. They need Pedersen back. They need Kulikov back. They need Tristan Jarry to not play like hell. And other than that, we'll be all right.
Can't say that, man.
Well,
I had to dump you just now.
Wow.
Let me just do that real quick for you. It's all good, though. We at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair have 3 minutes left of this luxurious experience known as breaking the ice. 3.5 whole minutes. That's how many seconds is that? Like over 180. There's 200 seconds left. We're now at 197. So now, boys, we're wrapping up here. How good of a hockey team are we going to be?
Oh,
we'll be
dominant.
I'm ready.
Bro, the league,
2022 Avalanche.
bro, they don't know. Bro, those fraternities don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm excited for this. What's the line? Chasan, Amoia, Brady. We've already
Is it
established
the power play
that.
line?
We
Or is it just line one?
No, that's just a line. I mean,
yeah.
line one doesn't
That
matter.
is
Everyone's
that.
getting the same ice time.
Doesn't matter.
But
It's whoever's the hot hand that game. It's gonna be.
That's
But, yeah.
McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins right there.
Boom.
it's gonna be interesting.
How the heck did I just put it? How did I get put on a line with Devils Fanatics?
Oh, you were the one who wanted me on your line as of an hour ago. So,
I also wanted Daly on my line. I want him more.
well, I'm sorry.
Well, we
it's
got some
sometimes-
coaching to do here.
Sometimes in life you don't get what you want, and this is one of those. And this is one of those times.
Now, I have a question for you guys. So, hear me out. Stanley Cup final in the summer, right? Now, there's not too many shows on the station during the summer. What if we had a show live during every Cup game
Down,
That would be
in the
awesome.
final, and we watch the
be cool.
game just like the World Cup coverage, part 2?
down.
I'm totally down. I'll think about it.
Unless the Devils were in it. If the Devils were in it,
Oh, then you
absolutely
gotta be-
no way.
If the Rangers are in it, no way.
Then you got to be here. We got to
No
see it
way.
live.
No way.
Yeah,
We'll be
no.
here.
The FCC would be here by the start of the second period.
We'll
that.
be here, and when they lose, then once those teams lose the cup, I'll FaceTime them and be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, no, I am not picking up my phone if that happens.
I am.
at least a
I'm not
week.
gonna pick up my phone for the for
summer?
Devils Rangers series.
I hope,
Yeah.
No way.
I hope you know if your one of your teams are in the cup and they lose, you're gonna get a FaceTime call.
And they're not going to talk. They're not talking to you till the semester.
You
with
could
it.
leave me a voicemail because I
Yeah.
am not picking
Yeah.
up my
Well,
phone.
that's where you're gonna keep it in the green button. Call, 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 call.
Then I
call,
block your
call.
number. It's not hard.
Well, when you unblock it, I'm gonna be like, call,
Okay,
call,
that's
call,
fine. I'll
call.
unblock you in a week.
He'll call you. Venmo. We'll get any.
Oh, if you want to Venmo me and harass me, go ahead.
No, yeah, Venmo.
Be my guest.
Yeah, Venmo
1
1
cent.
cent. 1 cent and put the message
With
on
the
there.
amount
That's still
AJ
a-
likes
that's still
to
a
talk, those pennies will add up.
I was saying that's still a cent that's out of my pocket and his, and I can't give him that satisfaction. So Venmo's out of the window. That's out. That is out the door.
We'll find your Xbox gamer tag.
Good thing I definitely have an Xbox.
PlayStation gamer tag it is.
Yikes.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll find your kick. He definitely has like an old Vine or
I'll
something.
find your
still
Devil's
out there.
Report comment section.
Boom! You can't take. Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
find your
He'll make
comment
burner
section.
accounts. He'll just keep making burner Instagrams. Your comment section.
Good thing people
cooked.
don't know when you restrict
It's-
them from your account, so
It's
they
just
think you
it's
could
like
see
all
it,
the
but-
comments are from like Devils Report
You
fan
think I'm gonna make those
one.
comments on my account? I don't want to be restricted.
Devils Report fan 1. Breaking the Ice 2. Like
Well,
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna comment stuff on the Break in the Ice account, so you don't because you can't restrict your own show.
this has
That's
been
true.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Breaking the ice yet again. Connor Cupen, AJ Chasan, Daniel Amoia, Tanner Price. What a successful show with a successful ending. When we come back next week, we're going to have a much clearer look on the playoff field. We'll see you for a couple more weeks of the regular season. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.